just in the nick of time. Yes, hello. You joined Soul Portal Journeys, and I'm Renee Varnador, and we are celebrating the full moon in Pisces today. And I'm here with two friends. You may only see my friend Bonnie here, but my friend Diane is also with us here. And if you are on YouTube, please, there's a little chat thing and on the side, and just say hi, and then we'll know you're there, and then we'll be able to, talk with you and say hi, okay. So what we always do is sing in the 7 directions. So what we're going to do is we're going to stand and do that, but I am going to go to my handout and share that. This is what we're doing, full moon in Pisces. Our theme for September is living as your authentic self, which in my way of thinking it's the soul within us that is the authentic part of us that is trying to rise. Not that there's anything wrong with having an ego, because it's, helps us survive. But we're going to be going into Pisces energy. So, and Pisces is about release what no longer serves your new dream. So Pisces is the planet of moon of dreaming. And here is what we're going to need for the ceremony. I'll pull this up again later, but right now we're going to sing in 7 directions. And I'm hearing a lot of banging out my windows. Anybody else hear that? Okay, I'm going to close it, even though it's going to be really hot. Okay, so here we are. We're starting with the east. So figure out where east is for you. And we're going to stand east, and we're just going to sing in these energies and these archetypes. Oh, good. Somebody else. How did I admit? Okay. All right. Admit all. Okay. Good. We have more people. Yay! Woohoo! All right. Now we got some people. Okay, here we go. We're singing in the energies. So stand and face east. We're singing in the archangels here. Spirits of the east, inspiration, Archangel Raphael, please come. Spirits of the south, fiery creative spirit, Archangel Michael, please come. Spirits of the west, watering spirit, Archangel Gabriel, please come. Spirits of the north, clearing spirit, Archangel Uriel, please come. Spirits of below, Mother of potentiality, Archangel Sandalphon, please come. Spirits of above, the sky, perspective change, Archangel Raphael, please come. Spirits of within, heart's gifts, Archangel Hanael, please come. Okay, please remain standing. What we're going to do now is we're going to clear the chakras with sound vibration. This is actually quicker to do than going to a healer, where I used to do clear chakras on a table. So let's see. We're starting with Lamb, and you can put little triangles up your chakras if you want to. And I've got the harmonium here to help us go up the scale here. So here we go. We're starting with Lamb. Okay, thank you.
Run, 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 yum, hum, hum, oh, hum, hum.
Okay, so we are here doing a full moon ceremony for the Pisces moon. We're going to talk about the equinox that's coming up in 2 days. And we're going to talk about Global Peace Day, which is tomorrow. And so we're focusing on releasing what no longer serves our new dream. Pisces is the planet of dreams. And I don't know about you, but did anybody else have like weird dreams this morning that were like kind of misty and murky? And okay, so I guess I'm the only one. Okay. Well, when the moon went into Pisces, and it was really close to Neptune this morning. It's kind of further away from Neptune now, but when it got real close to Neptune, that Neptune in Pisces was just really going strong for me. So looks like I have a new friend here, Kanthi Tandrich. Hi, welcome. How did you hear about, if you don't mind, if you don't have to unmute if you don't want to tell us, but you know, how'd you hear about this?
I got the email from you.
Oh, good. Okay. Woohoo. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Well, good. I'm glad I get to finally see you face to face and meet you. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you for accepting the invitation. So what we're going to do, I have created a card deck called the Soul Portal card deck, and these are basically just images and pictures that I would just like take a picture when I would, you know, have some kind of spiritual insight. And so I just pulled them all together in a card deck. And then I pulled some things that were rising from within me and put them in the card deck, because I want to talk to people about what's rising for them and what's, you know, what spiritual insights they're getting. And so I'm like, okay, well, if I just pull cards based on what is soulfully rising within people, then we'll have to talk about it. So I'm going to stop sharing for a second so that you guys can see the card. Okay. Anybody know why in the world I would pull a card with a full eclipse? We're not having an eclipse right now. This is not eclipse season. We've got a month or two to go before we hit eclipse season. So why would I pull the eclipse card? I have full moon cards in the deck. So this is kind of interesting. So I'm just going to take a guess and just say that this a lot of times when the moon gets or the sun gets covered over by the moon, which is what's going on in this picture. This was during the Great American Eclipse in 2017. And what happens when you actually are there witnessing an eclipse is that the light is really, really strange and different. And when the moon moves away and the sun starts to come back, it starts to come back and it feels like it comes back faster than how it kind of left. And so it's just, I'm thinking that this has feeds into the quality of the illumination of the moon the illumination, especially of the Pisces moon, which is the last degree of the entire zodiac, would be like where the moon is going to be later today. And we'll look at the map in the I'm using the Western astrology as opposed to the Vedic astrology, and which more follows the sun than the moon, but you might be familiar more with the Vedic. But here, so this was a kind of an interesting focus card. This is the card for the actual Pisces moon. Let me see the little fishies on there. So it's like balancing spirituality and practicality. And that's always been my issue. I was so far up in the spirit that I couldn't communicate to anybody what I was perceiving. And so by becoming more and more grounded and working and becoming more practical, and actually be able to communicate with other people. And so that's been really helpful. Okay, so we're gonna move on. These are the things that we need for this ceremony. If you have a journal, if you have a candle, if you have some kind of clearing tool to clear the aura, if you have sacred water or something that creates sacred water, that's good. If you have a scarf, a rattle, a drum. So I'll let you, I'm not even sharing this. Okay, let me share this. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, so if you need to go and run and get any of these things, go ahead. I like to take just regular drinking water and then put a couple of drops of Chalice Wells water from the springs in Glastonbury into the water. So just use a couple of drops. If you have Ganges water, you can put a couple of drops of that in your water. If you have water from Mount Shasta, that's the root chakra of the world. And so that's sacred water.
Renee,
Yes.
I have some water from Lourdes that a friend of mine who went there brought me.
Oh my
And I use the tiniest.
the tiniest bit. Oh my gosh.
Yes, I feel like it's so special. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for sharing that.
Absolutely.
That is like, one of the next places that I want to go. Is Lord's. We had in 2020, we had in July of 2020, we had tickets and reservations to go to Lourdes in France, and we didn't go, of course.
Yes.
So okay, so I'm playing a song. This is the song of my soul. Okay, so this is very quiet. So we're gonna in a moment we're gonna be getting up and moving, but right now we're gonna be focusing on meditating on the dream. If you have been keeping track of new moon intentions and deep dreams and wishes, you might want to check in on your journal and see, okay, what was it, you know, 2 weeks ago that I wrote down as something that I wanted to do, and take a look and see if you did that. If you did that, and if you didn't do that, what around that can you release that's not serving you at this point, at this moment? So we're gonna take as we get ready for our meditation, we're gonna inhale from the earth so we can feel our feet really planted on the ground. And inhale and feel the energy of the earth move through us. The energy of the earth likes to come, and when we allow it to come, it can be very healing and grounding for us. We move that energy into our heart. We let it open and be in our heart. And as we exhale out the top of our head. And we inhale from the top of our head. We're inhaling the energies of the sun and the moon, who are in opposite today. So the sun and the moon are like opposites today. Right now they're at 180 degrees, or almost. And we're gonna get the energy from above, the sun and the moon, to come down, say hi, come inside our heart, mingle with that earth energy. And then exhale what we no longer need, what no longer serves us, out the bottom of our feet. Now inhaling again into the heart, all this earth energy, exhaling out the top of the head, inhaling this beautiful cosmic information from the sun and the moon into our heart. And anything that we don't need, any little aches and pains in the body that we need to, that can be released now, we'll let them go into the earth. And the earth can absorb any energies that are no longer serving us, and recycle it. And somebody else can use it in a positive way. So we're here in our hearts. We can put our hands over our heart, and we can feel the energies of opposites, the energies of the sun and the moon, the energy of the full moon illuminating within our heart. We're feeling the light that is in our heart, feeling the light that we are, feeling our spark. And then feeling that moon, that giving that we do with our sun energy, and that receiving that we do with that moon energy. And that moon is illuminating right now. And so we ask this question. We ask the question, what is being illuminated? And give us a couple of minutes of quiet to just ask that over and over. And when you get an answer, you can repeat it. Then in full moons, there is something that may be coming up for us to release in order to really step into our dream. What do we need to release? And if we are ready and we want to write something down that we experienced, we can do that. Okay, when we've thought of what we want to, what our dream is, we want to maybe light a candle for our intention. We're going to be moving in a moment. If we want to light our candle, we are lighting our spark. We are lighting the sun within us. Okay, that candle's not working anymore. So if you have your candle, if you have your flame, that's great. If you don't have it, it's no worries. Just think about this one lighting our way. If you want to do more clearing, if you have a clearing tool, this is a selenite wand. This is an aura spray. And now if you have a rattle or a drum, we can start working with that also. And we can stand when we can, if you don't have a rattle or a drum, then you can go right into dancing. Okay, and we can move with our scarves in a figure 8 pattern. We can make figure 8s with our hips. Figure 8 is a very healing number. It's also the infinity symbol. And the body loves moving in figure 8s. The feet love moving in figure 8s. And the hands, even many healing modalities have figure 8s as part of what movement goes into the body to heal. Okay, we can come back together. And would anybody like to share anything before we move on and talk about what's going to happen at the eclipse and at the UN Day of Peace? If you want to share, go ahead and unmute. So what we want to do now then, since nobody is sharing, is to take our water, and if you have something that makes it sacred, then you can pour a few drops into the water, and then you're reaffirming the intention you created at the full moon. You're reinforcing, you've released what no longer serves you as part of the dance, and so you are recommitting to moving forward with your dream, your new intention as you're drinking this water. So part of my intention was to work more with the mother energy, or the sacred mother, or the Mother Mary energy. And so part of my commitment to that was, please, Mother Mary, help me. I can't do this myself. And so whoever, you don't have to have the same higher power as I do, whoever, whatever, the universe, it can be impersonal, it can be personal from any tradition, but whatever higher power you want to ask the help of to help you fulfill your intention, you go ahead and take a bite of your chocolate, and it's kind of like what the Catholics would call the communion, or what the Hindus would call prasadam. Okay, if anybody wants to share, we can share. Otherwise, we'll keep moving.
I'll share, Renee.
Okay, thank you, Diane.
I feel that through this whole beautiful process, it strengthens me. And it's as though I can feel like God's grace is here, alive within me, and just empowering me. I've always been considered an earth worker, and I just feel like that is just growing, and I actually get emotional because it's so beautiful within me. So thank you. I just feel like that empowered all of that energy. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yes.
Sharing your road, sharing your experience. I'm so grateful that you come here and share what's going on for you. And I love the fact that it makes really emotional, because that's like, oh, what you feeling is true.
Yes, exactly. That's why I appreciate you so much also. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. Okay, so we can move on, and we are going to, I'm going to share what's happening. This is kind of what's happening in this one. This is what's happening right now in the sky with the sun and the moon. So at 1:55, which we're not quite at 1:55 yet today, this is the astrology chart board, and you can see that the sun, this is the little symbol for Virgo, and the sun is all the way at the top of the chart, right next to Mars. So there's a lot of powerful action energy up at the top, and it's conjoined. It's having a conflict line, or it's having an opportunity. It's having a challenge. And when you get two opposites, right now we've got the sun opposite the moon, then there's a chance for being able to really integrate both the giving and receiving energy, both the light and the dark energy. So we see the sun right here and the moon right here, and you can see that the moon is really close to Neptune. The moon moves pretty fast. So, and it moved right by this 21-degree Neptune early this morning. And it's also, there's a small aspect to Pluto. And so all of these energies that are in the sky at the full moon and at the new moon, they can stay with us through the whole cycle, and the cycle goes from new moon to new moon. So these energies are kind of like highlighted and with us. But I want to show you real quick how close we've got. 26 degrees here of Pisces in the moon. This is the sign of Pisces. And Virgo, we know the sun's in Virgo right now at 28. And I want to show you what happens in an hour and in at 2 hours and 3 hours. And 3 hours, the sun and the moon are going to be exact. The sun and the moon are going to be exact. They're both going to be at 28 degrees. The sun didn't move out of 28 degrees, but the moon did. So the moon moves really fast. It moves, you know, into different signs every single month. It travels the entire signs of the zodiac. And of course, it takes the sun an entire year to go all the way around. But we can see that the sun is going to be moving just in a couple of days. It's going to move from out of here. It's going to go 29 degrees tomorrow, but then it's going to pop right into Libra, and we're going to be in Libra Pacific time on the 22nd. It's probably going to be the 23rd for Annabelle. Annabelle's in Australia, and so it'll be the 23rd for her, but it'll be, for those of us in Pacific time, it'll be on the September 22nd. So, but not only does the sun move into Libra, but we also have the energy of the shortest and longest day of the year. No, we don't. Okay, we have equal light and equal dark is what we've got. And so this is a really good time to balance. We're going to be moving in 2 days into Libra, which is the sign of balance and finding balance, finding authentic balance, finding the balance between light and dark, finding the balance between giving and receiving, finding the balance between the moon energy and the sun energy. So we're going to be finding balance, and we're going to be finding that balance in relationship, because Libra, what we learn in the sign of Libra, we learn all about our relationships. We learn communication. We learn all these things. Like Mercury's right here in the sign of Libra right now, which is good, because this is a good portent for being able to achieve the objective of being in, having our sun in Leo in Libra for a while, is that we've got Mercury right here communicating with us, helping us develop deeper communications in our relationships, and then taking action on that. So we've got the Mars is the action. This is the symbol for Mars, and it's the action. So we've got you can see that the moon's going to be in Aries by the time we have this equinox situation of equal day and equal light in both the northern and southern hemisphere. In the northern hemisphere, we go into autumn. We go into cooler temperatures after hot summer in most places. Some places have the really hot weather in October in the northern hemisphere, but in the southern hemisphere where Annabelle is, she's going into spring. You know, she gets to change all the clothes around in her closet from her winter clothes into her spring clothes pretty soon. So she's going to step into the time of the year where there's more light, and we're stepping into the time of the year where there's less light. And I used to not even like that. I used to not like, what, less light, I don't like it. Now I'm like, oh, good, because the sun is still rising when I get out of bed in the morning in the winter, and because the sun rises later, so we have less light. So I get to experience the sunrise more often in the winter and in the autumn. So just being able to see and appreciate the flow of the seasons, the flow of the different energies and opportunities of what's happening in the sky, just being able to feel that balance of that energy, of that light and that dark. And there are shadowy places within all of us. And I used to be a real chicken. I used to be really scared of the shadows. I used to believe all of the boogeyman stories that are all of this, sinful, horrible underworld stories I heard. And now I'm just realizing that if I just love the dark, shadowy parts of me, I love them into non-reaction. And they turn from this leaden weightiness into gold. And so I just have more of a balance. I just found this morning, while the moon was moving over Neptune, more dark areas within me, and that used to freak me out. But now I'm just go, oh, okay, more work, more things to love, and I get to love a whole new group of people I didn't even know I didn't love. I just realized that I've been judging harshly people that are not self-reflective for years and years, and just to be able to love people that are not choosing to be self-reflective helped me enormously. So there's like all of this new territory. Who am I able to love? One of my prime values is to be self-reflective, to look within. If I'm pointing fingers at other people, to look within and say, okay, well, what's my part? Okay, well, if I'm upset at greedy people, well, how am I being greedy? I may not be like bad like them, but what in me can I do to move forward and be less greedy, or be more self-reflective, or be deeper in the way that I approach religious traditions or scripture or from ancient traditions. So there's a lot to be learned with balancing our light and our dark, and to be able to process through some of the heavy dark within us. And what happens is we get lighter and we get more love within us as we approach this balance between light and dark. And this dark starts to turn to gold eventually, doing the work long enough. So but we go deep into how to do that work and how to do that process in the classes I teach. But here we just celebrate and have ceremonies and appreciate holding space for each other, and all of that. So that's what's going on with the equinox coming up. Equinox, equal days, equal times of light and dark. And now I'm going to share what's coming up tomorrow, because the UN every single year has a peace ceremony. And So they've got a peace wave on Peace Day. So the International Day of Peace is September 21st, and a lot of times people will put together peace, getting together for peace and meditating for peace and things like that. So this is the website right here, un.org, the United Nations is putting it on /Peace Day. So, or hashtag Peace Day. So we can find, you can go to this website, find more information. Here, this is in the Soul Portals Journey Sisterhood Facebook group too. If you're on Facebook, you'll see this. I know Annabelle shared it already. So that's cool. Thank you for sharing it, Annabelle. So what's going to happen is that people from all over the world are going to join at 11:45 in their time zone. So I'm going to go on in Pacific time, and Annabelle's going to go in Australian time, and you know, Bonnie's going to go in Central time or Mountain time, or I can't remember. I'll get mixed up with Central. Sorry, I get mixed up with Central and Mountain time. And so we're going to have a minute of silence, a moment for peace, at noon in every time zone, which is why they're calling it a peace wave. So it's like, okay, it hits noon, so it's going to hit noon 12 different times as we go around, or is it 24? Anyway, however many time zones we have, it's going to, every time it hits noon, no, it's going to go 24 because it's going to hit noon. No, it's going to go 12 because it's noon. It's not like midnight and noon. Okay, so as everybody hits noon, we're going to go, there's going to be more people focusing on peace, praying for peace. So that's, for me, it's tomorrow. For Annabelle, it's
Today.
today.
Is it today? I think it was today. That's what I wanted to ask.
So for Annabelle, like when we started, it was 6 a.m. So a little late, in a couple of hours for her. She's going to be celebrating the moment of peace. So she gets to go first. Like I was surprised that Australia went first, but you know, in the year 2000, I was watching everybody ring in the new year, and Australia was first, and I'm like, what? So
Actually, New Zealand did first.
that's right. And okay, so then there is an opening ceremony, Eastern Daylight Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So, and that's today. And then there is a Zoom link, which is up here. This is the Zoom meeting ID for this. And I posted that in my Facebook group, Soul Portal Journey Sisterhood. And so when you find this post, right below it or right above it, there's a little link that you can just click on to go to this. Because you can't, if you click on a picture in Facebook, it doesn't take you anywhere. So you have to go to the description above, which, so yeah, you guys are covered, you got it. So so that's tomorrow. And so peace, I'm gonna go to, so being able to focus on peace, I'm gonna go in and do a couple of lives this week, do a live tomorrow for peace. Peace, no matter what someone's faith journey is, has been, is now, moving, jumping around, evolving, none of the above, whatever somebody's journey is, peace on the earth. And then peace throughout. Now we're starting to think not only the whole earth, but those of us who've been thinking of the whole earth for a while without boundaries. Now we're like, oh, wow, look at all of these other, you know, constellations and stars in the galaxy. So we've got the Pleiades, which is sends us rainbow energy all the time. And they're, you know, that's peace just gets downloaded I feel downloads of peace just thinking about the Pleiades. So they're very, very helpful. And this is 8 rays of light moving out all over to the earth and all throughout the galaxies. So what I want to, and I also want to invite everybody to my spiritualist church. Spiritualists believe that when you leave the body, that your soul can still talk to us, and that if you get some good training by some spiritual mediums that aren't out to take your money, but are actually out to help you develop your own gift, that you can really communicate with your loved ones on the other side and be your own medium. So this is the church, Fraternal Spiritualist Church, and that's its address, but none of you guys are in San Diego. No, Diane, you're in San Diego. You could go live. But everybody else, there is a Zoom link right here. And this is the topic of what I'm going to be talking about for that church on Sunday. Different people get to talk. My husband got to talk last week. He got to talk for Talk Like a Pirate Day. So he got up and did a pirate joke. And then he went in and he talked about meditation. But the topic is stepping out of dualistic thinking, the benefits of loving our enemy. And so we kind of touch a little bit on dualistic thinking of the dark and the light, the giving, the receiving, the male and the female, the day and night, the whole, we live in all of these little pockets of duality. Once we recognize that we're one, and then the energy of trying to go to two is really what's happened to the people on the planet, is we get stuck in polarity, we get stuck in duality. And so we're stepping out of polarization. And then we're looking a little bit at the scriptures in the Bible where Jesus, one of the most evolved souls that walked at the planet, said, love thy enemy. So we'll see how to do that, because it's not easy. And because our enemy can take many, we have enemies on a personal level, on a political level, on religious levels, on galactic levels. And so we have all these senses of enemies, and then we realize, oh, okay, there's an enemy within me, and that's the enemy that I can take the challenge of that dualistic energy and move it into a transcendent third thing. And so really the political polarization that a lot of us feel in the United States and around the world is really a spiritual problem that the humanity's been dealing with for a really long time. So that's what I'm going to talk about on Sunday. And so you guys are all invited to join us on Zoom and watch it. Diane, you're invited to come, but if you don't come, I'll understand. And this is what's coming up as far as the classes. For September, we're living as our authentic self, and the last Monday of the month, what I do is a soul portal map reading. So everybody that comes, if you come with a question that really is a question for your higher power to answer, or to, or the angels to answer, or, there's a question that you have, and like a higher, like, oh, what car should I buy would not be a good question, but like, okay, well, what next thing am I going to do in my career would be. So here we are, living as, so you can ask a question. I'm going to give a reading to every single person that comes, and then we're going to put it on the soul portal map, and then we're going to do a whole group reading around the map, around the soul portal map. This map was created because every time we move into new unknown territory, a lot of times, Anna, for myself, I got stuck and got scared. And this just helps me keep moving through unknown territory when things are brand new. Just keep going, just keep giving, just keep putting it out there and go, oh, look, okay, I won't say that again. And just keep going and just keep going. So we lost Annabelle, but she's She's cool. Okay. So that's the end of this week. And then for October, the focus of October is peace, developing peace. We're going to have a Dark of the Moon ceremony. Oh, Annabelle's back. And so we're going to be having, the new moon is actually on the 6th. And so we're having a Dark of the Moon just before the new moon is exact ceremony. And then we are having a peace meditation on the 11th. We're going to be focusing on world peace. We're going to be focusing on the fact that so many people around the world have planted peace poles all over the earth. We're going to focusing in on those. Here's October 18th. We're going to do a full moon ceremony 2 days early. And then we're going to do the soul portal readings again, because that's the end of the month. But here is some more information on the equinox and Leo season, and when our next new moon is actually on October 6th. So does anybody have any comments or questions or feedback, or you guys can read this while somebody else is sharing, if anybody wants to share? Annabelle.
Yeah, so for me, what came up actually, it's a really big one. It's very simple, but it's a very big one, is as I moved away from my husband,
Right.
is to learn to lose all the projection I had on him, and all the judgment and the criticizing, actually. So, because I think there was a lot attached to that, and there was a pattern of basically not being able to just see the good, but to see both. And and for a long time I was seeing only the critical side. So to really move out of that place. And now I moved into a home. I live with 5 or 6 other people, and it's to learn to just love them just for who they are and how they are, and to really stop that pattern.
Beautiful.
And so very simple, but very powerful. And, I think I need to, a lot of focus. Everybody's, And actually yesterday, so I built a little labyrinth. I brought all my pebbles and I built a labyrinth. And so yesterday I went into the labyrinth, letting go of, criticizing and judging. And then I came out with embracing love, compassion, forgiveness, and understanding. And then I could, I could see who in the house, I got to love them. And it's easy. So, and it's easy when it's easy.
Yeah.
I would say.
It's getting to the point where you're willing not to criticize. That's the hard part.
Can you still love them when they are in their dark side, and then this other person, I think I need to be very compassionate with her, and then there's this other guy, his soul all over the place. And it's like he needs lots of forgiveness for everything, and so it was beautiful. Actually, it was a beautiful process. And it needs a lot of presence to be able to do that. Or you just go poof,
That's awesome. That's totally awesome. Woo-hoo, she made it all the way through to more compassion. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Thank you, Annabelle. Beautiful. So that's kind of, Annabelle's experience was kind of like what I was talking about. She had a challenge of seeing things critically, and then boom, she's able to resolve that conflict and move into it. More love, more compassion, more of an expanded third both down place. So that's beautiful, Annabelle. Thank you. So we're ready for our final song. Unless there's any questions, we're about ready to close. If you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, that would be great. This is on YouTube. I should check real quick and see if anybody said anything over here on YouTube, because it would be a shame if somebody was talking to me and I never said hi. So I just, oh, uh-oh, what did I do? Anyway, I hit restart. Anyway, nobody said hi. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna, unless somebody wants to sing, anybody might want to make a comment before we sing ourselves out. We sing this song, Circle of Love, at the end of the class. So here we go. So we're like imagining that we could be holding hands all throughout, all around the world, all different places. I'm in Mexico, Diane's in the US, Annabelle's in Australia, Bonnie's in Canada, and Kathy, where are you from?
Canada.
Oh, you're from Canada too. Okay. So we've got 2 Canadians. All right. Awesome. Okay. So we're holding space as if we were holding hands, as if we were holding hands all around the world. And we are here together. And there are going to be people that listen to this, to the replay of this. And so we're including them. We're including Carrie, who did an amazing lesson for us last week. We're including Lupe and Una, who always show up, and Brenda, who always watches the replay. So we've got all these people we're bringing in with us, and we're singing in this circle of love, in this circle of peace, in this circle of love, in this circle of peace. I feel our unity, love, sweet security. I feel our unity, love, sweet security, in this circle of love, in this circle of peace. Okay, thank you, everybody.